Hello, my friends. It is Zelda Kelly with Psychic Secrets, and you know what today is? Well, if you haven't guessed already, it is December the 13th of 2023, and what is the significance of this day? Mercury is retrograde. We may as well turn this guy upside down in reverse. Now, yeah, many of you that follow me and that follow others know that Mercury retrograde can be a really stinker. Now, what signs are affected the most during this retrograde period of December the 13th of 2023 to January 1st of 2024? Boy, that's even hard for me to say. This year just went by like tickety boom, didn't it? The signs most affected are Sagittarius, represented by this beautiful Temperance card, and Capricorns, represented by this beautiful Devil card. Now, this doesn't mean that you're a devil, and it doesn't mean any of this. It just means that you will be the two signs that are most affected. But let's wait a second. I have always been one, and I'm going to say this. I want to turn this guy back around. This Magician card, which I like to refer to many times as the manifestation card, and you see there's an infinite amount of wisdom and the ability to use all elements in the favor. I like to say many times, if you are manifesting during this time, well, it is a good time, in my opinion, to manifest. Now, why am I saying that? It's like, oh, Zelda, come on. It's true. Why? Because Mercury retrograde makes you stop and think. It will make you reflect on the past. And when you reflect on the past, you can say, you know what? Maybe if I manifest this way, or maybe if I do this, or maybe if I do that. It makes you slow down, just like the planet is in itself. The one thing about a Mercury retrograde is the flow of energy is turned backwards. And of course, Mercury is not going backwards, but it's slowing enough in orbit to where it looks like it is going backwards in relative perspective of all the other planets orbiting. That's so interesting. Most every planet goes retrograde, by the way, but Mercury affects us the most. It affects communication, especially hardware, computers, technology, anything. It can be you're sitting in your home one day and the light bulbs go out. You know, your refrigerator, ice maker is on the blink. So just be prepared. And the only thing you can do is snicker. Just snicker until January 1st. That's all you can do. But it is not a good time to make a huge plan. It is not a good time to all of a sudden decide that you're going to do something during this time period, like buy a house, buy a car, get into a relationship. You can wait a little bit. I'm not going to say don't date anyone or don't plan, but don't sign any contracts. Don't really get heavily involved. You can wait 3 weeks. Why? Well, because with that flow of energy going backwards, it could go backwards and kind of backfire on you, and you don't want that to happen. Make sure you read everything before you sign. Now, if you started something, a project or something before this Mercury retrograde, then you're okay to finish it during this time. Just make sure that you read the fine print. You may see a delay. You may write to somebody and they may not call you back, or there may be a problem with the call or a problem with the text. Just be patient. That's all you can do. Just be patient and smile and chuckle and say, okay, there you go, Mercury. Because the more you relax and you're lightheaded yeah, lightheaded for sure, but lighthearted going through this time period, the better you're going to be. The other thing I want to say for you is this. Many times it will bring your ex back. And I'm going to tell you something. There was one particular gentleman I had not heard from in 16 years. That's right, 16 years. And he called me during a Mercury retrograde. And I thought, okay, we're going to test this out. So we got along, we talked, we chatted, and boom, 3 days after the Mercury retrograde, he decided he wanted to move on. Well, I was quite happy, to be honest with you. But that's how that works. And I haven't heard from him again. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to ever hear from him. I wish him well on his way. However, just be aware that if your ex comes back totally in love and wanting to put it back together again, be careful of trusting that energy. Will you do that for me? Be careful of trusting that, because it always makes people think of the past and think of what they don't have instead of what they do. Now, hang in there. We're going to just pull out a couple of cards for you. This is for all signs. This is for all signs. This little mini tarot reading, all signs, collective reading for the first day of Mercury retrograde. Card off the top. Isn't that appropriate? The Two of Swords, feeling like you're blinded, not being able to go through the path that you want to go through. Look at the blindfold really, really close. I got to show you this. You see that little part right there? She can actually, or he can actually see through this blindfold. But do you see the white dot there? That means that is the third eye opening. This is the time for that, your gut instinct to really fall into place. Isn't that amazing? We're going to put that here. Cutting the deck again, and we're going to pull out this card. High Priestess, this is definitely a time for you to reflect, pray, think about the big picture, think about the future. Now, one more for this reading. Oops, I'm sorry. I don't read reverse. The Empress card. If you treat this correctly, this actually can be a new beginning for you. I've been pulling the Empress card out a lot lately. There is a brand new start, the birth of a new beginning for you. So I'm going to just say, you be calm, cool, and collected, just like you are. Just be your lovely self during this time. And just know, when you look up in the sky, you can say, thank you, Mercury. And you know what? You're going to make it through. So thank you so much for being here. Stop on over Psychic Secrets. Say hello to me. Read my bio, and do me also another favor. Please follow, like, subscribe, click on the bell. Make sure you can see every time that a notification comes through. You don't want to miss any of these readings at all. Thanks again, and I wish you the best and the most peaceful time during this retrograde period. See you soon.